Thank you, Jim, and here we go. TJ Williams right there, right at the start. I don't think it can do any faster than that, can we, Dan?
Man, did he hit hard. That was on. Was that before the whistle?
It seemed like it was. We have TJ Williams versus Nate Wacther from Penn State, the freshman. That's Chuck Yagla, former two-time NCAA champion.
Two-time champion.
Yeah, for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Outstanding wrestler, I believe. And here we have a Penn State fan behind us, and that'll be good for television back home. They can hear a little cheering for the Pennsylvania side.
It's 2-1. Forward shot.
Wow. I'll tell you, he's hitting some quick shots. I mean, they're picture book.
Right there, right at the start. I don't think it can do any faster than that, can we, Dan?
Man, did he hit hard. That was on. Was that before the whistle?
It seemed like it was. We have TJ Williams versus Nate Wacther from Penn State, the freshman. That's Chuck Yagla, former two-time NCAA champion.
Two-time champion.
Yeah, for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Outstanding wrestler, I believe. And here we have a Penn State fan behind us, and that'll be good for television back home. They can hear a little cheering for the Pennsylvania side.
It's 2-1. Forward shot.
Wow. I'll tell you, he's hitting some quick shots. I mean, they're picture book. They're right at their knees, and he's doing a great job of not hanging on. He's finishing.
One red.
Not getting much riding time, but right now, early in the match, he's looking, I think, to get a takedown,
Center,
let up
center.
type of match. His first year here, and undefeated so far this year, and currently ranked #1 in the country. So far, when he's moved, I've almost blinked and missed him twice. At the same time, the Penn State wrestler is in a position. Actually, he was out of position there, but another takedown.
3 takedowns for TJ Williams, undefeated as a collegiate here at the University of Iowa, and he has really started out fast against Nate Wacther, the freshman from Penn State.
The way the first period has started, Coach Sunderland is probably thinking, this might be a long night, but there's some great matchups. Anything can happen, and if the team that's done it before here, Penn State, when I was the coach, you know, he pulled some magic a couple times, so
The Penn State magic. Well, this is nothing new. This fast start for TJ. TJ's on a tear. This junior Hawkeye has 3 pins, 6 technical falls, 3 major decisions, and 2 decisions this season. And he's 54-0 at Iowa in his career, 26-0 in dual meets.
That was a great flurry there. He did a great job of snapping and moving. I don't know if that call was the right call. Williams was really moving well and moving him out of position. Penn State did a great job of keeping getting taken down there. I really thought that he didn't really have a chance to set up anything. He was just trying to actually regain his balance.
Nate Wacther is a 2-time prep national champion, a 5-time Pennsylvania prep state champion, and he was also a starter on his football and baseball team, so he's an all-round athlete, but he's up against a man tonight, and TJ.
Wow. Finally got a shot off, but a great counter. Got his hips back and went around for a takedown. He is reacting better than he was earlier. Wacter's reacting much better on Williams' shots, getting his legs back a little bit, getting his hands down, getting his head in position, stopping some of that initial penetration.
One red.
It's kind of interesting you say prep champion, because I believe there's a lot of those schools out in the East, especially in the Pennsylvania area, and we just don't have many out in the Midwest. And I noticed a lot of the people in the lineup have been national prep champions at one time or another from a lot of the schools out east.
That's the end of the first period. The score's 8-4. That's 4 takedowns for TJ Williams and 4 escapes for Nate Wacther. The score's 8-4. Now Wacther goes on top. TJ Williams ranked
This will be interesting
#1.
to see if he goes off the whistle here. He can explode. He sat, and that's not a good technique. He followed up with a Granby, but he's still in bad position. An explosive move off the whistle would have given him a better position. Hit a good switch there, but at the same time, he just kind of runs away from him for 1 point.
An escape for TJ Williams, whose brother Joe was a 3-time national champion here at the University of Iowa and vying to be an Olympian this year, and still working out right here in Iowa City. TJ, a national champion last year, defeating Northern Iowa's Tony Davis in the finals 5-3 for his NCAA championship.
Those post-collegians They're getting ready. A couple of McAravey and Williams are getting ready for the World Cup out in Washington, D.C. coming up just in a week from now.
Stay in there.
Big event. Big
Shot
event.
by Nate Wacther, but stopped and turned into a takedown by T.J. Williams. And an escape makes the score 11-5. We're 1 minute left in the second period. We're at Carver Hawkeye Arena, Iowa City, Iowa, between the #1 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes and the #25 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm Tim Johnson along with Dan Gable. There's Joe Williams right there, Dan.
I was looking for Joe all day. We had a club practice today, and he wasn't there, but actually he called in, and so I knew he wasn't coming, but had to give him a little ribbon there. What's kind of discouraging, actually, is when Williams is shooting, he's getting the majority of the takedowns when he's shooting off his shots, but when he's countering his shot, he's also scoring. So it's kind of like a double whammy offense there. When he shoots, he scores, and when his opponent shoots, he kind of scores. But one of the things that happens is the opponent gets a little hesitant on his shot just because he's fearing the go behind, and that makes it a little bit easier for Williams to get the takedown. You really have to penetrate and open up, especially when you have a guy as quick as Williams.
Talking about T.J. Williams, another shot here. He's leading 11-5 over Nate Wacther from Penn State. There's the Troy Sunderland, the Penn State coach. He was an All-American wrestler, almost won a national championship for Penn State, came close.
Look at this. TJ's losing focus. I can tell you that. You can see right now he's standing. If I was the coach right now, I'd be on him right now, basically telling him to get his head back in the game.
Dual meets, let's see, didn't they win? What'd they do? They won a couple of years ago here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this might be their next time. This is the last time they've been in here, but maybe they went for the national duels, but I don't think we wrestled them.
But they've had a nice tradition of strong wrestling from College Park, Pennsylvania, right? Or
That's
University
right.
Park,
State
Pennsylvania.
College or University Park.
There we go. We'll get it right for our viewers in WPSX. We're very thankful for that station that covers wrestling and gives our sport such great coverage. Happy Valley.
Right now it's a 5-point margin, and I'm sure Coach Zaleski's wanting Williams to pick it up a little bit and try to get a major here. He started off the match to get a major, but stalling call, I don't know.
Let's hear from our partner, Jim Gibbons.
Well, just to compliment what you guys have been saying here, I think the Penn State wrestler with an 11-11 record is to go out there and wrestle a full 7 minutes with the defending national champion in his home turf. I think that's what he's looking for, to stay in this match physically. So it's kind of it's just, the Penn State wrestlers are judging themselves by a little bit different standard than just by what you see at the scoreboard.
14-6, the Iowa wrestler, T.J. Williams, defending national champion. There's the last takedown here and gets 2 points. Scores 14-6, 14-7 with that escape. There's a minute 10 left in the match, third period.
Actually, that was kind of a call on the edge there that he still had the whizzer in, but he had the far ankle stopped and held, and actually looked like he was in control, and that's why I believe the referee gave the control right there. If the Penn State wrestler would have put a little effort on that whizzer and showed that, no, he doesn't have control, I think he could have kept from getting a takedown there.
Well, there's no riding time advantage. It's still a regular decision right now for T.J. Williams, and that would be a victory of sorts for Penn State from having to start out against such a formidable opponent.
I agree. So, right with you, T.J. Hopefully that Wacther will keep enough action going so he doesn't get on a stalling call. Make sure that Hawkeyes don't get a major. Sunderland's up, and he's encouraging him. He knows if he works hard here, they can keep this team score down to 3 instead of 4. It's very important in the early stages of a wrestling match.
14 seconds left.
Better be careful there. There's a takedown. Oh, I think I would have called fleeing the mat on that one.
Well, he's staying right in there. Nate Wacther has wrestled tough against just a more talented opponent in T.J. Williams. Caution on T.J. Williams for starting before the whistle. 7 seconds left. Score 14-7.
TJ's doing more reaching right now. He's getting a little frustrated. He's got to keep his cool. Didn't get the major there. Didn't get the major.
Final score, 14-7.
TJ needed to keep his cool during the match. I think he could have easily picked up a couple more points, but a little upset with himself, I can see there. Well, the bottom line is it was in his hands. and if he wanted more points, he needed to stay focused.
Iowa leads 3-0 after the first match at 100.